should be on in a bit. Let's see how long. Oh, there we go. Hello everyone, this is Stellarwind Obsidian, still Stellarwind, still Obsidian, and today we are back in Pokemon Platinum, and with me I have KOL.
Yo, what's up?
And last time we got Crash Awaked, and then we counter Crash Awaked.
Yeah, we did beat him, didn't we?
We did, yeah. One thing I have done off-screen is dig up a few heart scales and stick Ice Fang on Videl, so I'll not have the issue of not having an ice move here. Wasn't really all that much else. And I think that right now I'm supposed to actually go and handle a bomb threat.
Yeah, because Team Galactic have now gone from stealing honey to pretty much outright terrorism.
Yep.
I know that's supposed to be a rhetorical question, but yes, you basically are Chop Liver.
Pretty much.
And the bomb says, bomb goes doom.
Yep. We were just talking about that before the stream too, so...
Yeah, Doom Eternal gameplay trailer just came out. And apparently Team Galactic are all over that shit because they've just made a bomb that goes doom.
And here we are starting off with the swear jar of the day.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, it was never going to take long, let's be honest.
To be perfectly honest, yeah.
I mean, I pretty much violated it during my own stream, so, you know, it's...
It's kind of unavoidable on this particular channel, isn't it?
So, I mean, to be fair, it's 10 PM, we should have put the kids to bed already. Let's be honest. The Great Marsh is invaluable, is it though?
Well, I mean, it does have a few species you can't get anywhere else. The thing is that it's such a complete pain in the arseus to get them that you might as well not bother.
I'd say Croagunk's worth it, but that's about it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I do absolutely and completely love Toxicroak, but...
Toxicroak's awesome. Especially in Gen 5 when Drizzle was just everywhere.
Oh yeah. Now you have to keep chasing this guy continuously. Which is kind of hilarious.
Pretty much. Like, it's like babysitting a kid.
Yep.
Why is this guy talking to himself?
I don't know. Mostly for the sake of plot exposition, I suppose.
Yeah.
Alright.
They really aren't subtle about this sort of thing in this game, are they?
No, not really. I kind of had an issue with figuring out how to do the show not tell thing in this generation, which they've kind of dramatically improved in the Generation 5, but then they kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. Too bad, eh? It kind of almost seems like there's two different teams making these games and they just take turns.
That actually happens. Oh, there's Looker. Hello, my friend.
Oh, God.
The cargo that the Team Galactic brought is so awesome, so here I come. You say the cargo? It was a bomb? And there was an explosion? And the explosion was at the Great Marsh? No, it wasn't Lake whatever.
How did he... How does he not know about the explosion? Like, it was loud.
He was too French for it, obviously.
Apparently French people don't like Doom. Well, fool them.
Oh.
Well, of course, I mean, of course they don't like Doom. There's no option to surrender to the demons.
Oh yes, considering I'm the first stream for this week, we should probably drop in a word about the new Let's Go trailers.
You mean the ones that have Team Rocket in and stuff like that?
Yeah, but more importantly, they have Mega Evolutions in them.
Yes, they do.
And they have done something really weird, which I did not expect them to do. I mean, it can still go either way, but apparently they either fused the Charizardite items, or something else similar has happened, because now when you get to Mega Evolve Charizard, and then you get to choose between X and Y on the menu itself, rather than, you know, depending on the stone you have on it.
Yeah, to be honest, like, I can see what they were trying to do with that. The problem is it kind of doesn't really work that well. Just the fact that both of them use completely different movesets, completely different EVs, completely different everything, that you're pretty much going to be locked into only using one of them anyway.
To be fair, it is Let's Go, and Let's Go is kind of weird about everything. And yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, I was thinking when that particular thing happened was that I would have really liked it if, even if we got less Mega Evolutions in general, would have been interesting if more Pokemon, except overhyped, overexposed Charizard, got alternate Mega Evolutions that kind of functioned differently between each other. Yeah. And then you actually could switch between these two particular forms depending on the situation, but it doesn't really work in the context.
I mean, I like the
Pokemon
idea
system,
of
yeah.
both of them. I think both the Mega Charizard forms are really good, you know, and I think that both of them are good for the game that they're in. The problem is one of them should be Mega Charizard and one of them should be Mega something else. Yeah,
just about. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I mean, Mega Charizard Y to me is what Charizard should have been all along. And X is an acid reflux creature that was designed by a 3-year-old.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's an edgelord Zard, basically.
Honestly, they should have given like that Mega to like Dragonite or something.
Could have been interesting, yeah. I mean, I would have liked to see. You know where something like what they've done with Let's Go's whatever could have been awesome if they'd have done it in something like Pokken, and then you actually could choose between the two different fighting styles and sort of alternate between them as whatever. I mean, I think that in a different game with a more active battle system that was less ridiculously weird stat-based, you could pull off something like that really nicely. Although you would have to be careful, because if you didn't pull it well, you'd end up with something like Final Fantasy XIII's Paradigm Shift, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can kind of see what they're trying to do with the Paradigm Shift, and, you know, it kind of worked.
I mean,
but
yeah,
the problem
it's a nifty idea, but it's only kind of exactly.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if they were using it as like a prototype onto a different idea, because effectively, the thing I liked about that is, I know a lot of people complain about, oh, you're only controlling the one character. It's like, actually, when you use it properly, you're basically controlling all three of them at once.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, you were only quote-unquote controlling one character in Final Fantasy XII too. You actually had to program everyone in using the Gambit system, which was, to be perfectly honest, if you actually knew what you were doing, you could be practically indestructible.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I played 13, I didn't complete it because I kind of got bored of it after a point. But one thing I kind of noticed with it is you could kind of take advantage of the fact that there wasn't a cooldown with the Paradigm Shift, so you could switch around as much and as often as you wanted. And I complained that if you switched around fast enough, you could basically control all three of the characters at once. You had that level of control over the turns with the amount of speed that you could use it with.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think that Final Fantasy 13 is a great game, to be honest with you.
But it's
at the same time,
as bad as people make it out to be. No.
I don't think it is. No, like people complain, oh, it's too linear. Well, yeah, well, so is Final Fantasy X. Nobody complained about it. To be honest,
most Final Fantasy games are linear.
They are, yeah. Pretty much all of them are. To be fair, it's just I think with 13 it was just more noticeable. It's like, well, yeah, it was more noticeable, but the other games still did it. Like, pay attention, come on.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, when I think about people saying, oh, Final Fantasy 13 is so linear, blah blah blah, all I think about is Mi'ihen High Road.
Oh yeah.
It's literally 3 screens of a dead straight line.
Yep.
And you want to tell me that Final Fantasy 13 is the most linear Final Fantasy? Get out.
Pretty much. I mean, to be fair, I think the only Final Fantasy I can think of that wasn't entirely linear is 6, pretty much.
Yeah,
and even
6,
that, I mean, you still had the same linear plot, you just had different, you could just complete different parts of it at different, like, you know, faster or sooner.
I think some of the other games had a better way of hiding the fact they were linear as well, like Final Fantasy VII with the side quests had a good way of hiding the fact that it was
To be fair, Final Fantasy VII is a string of minigames loosely attached with duct tape, so...
Yeah, but it kind of worked. It worked in its favour, I would say. And then 10-2, which, well, kind of took it a bit too far, to be honest with you. It's kind of like, yeah, here's the main mission, and here's a bunch of side quests. Oh, by the way, the side quests consist of 90% of the game.
Yep.
And all of them are terrible.
Yeah,
well,
I suppose you have to catch a few dresses and spheres or something. I don't even know.
I mean, to be fair, like it's not like they were terrible in the way that they were like bad gameplay wise.
Yeah.
It was the exact same game that you've been playing throughout the entire thing. It's just they didn't feel like you were really doing anything that mattered at all.
To be perfectly fair, that's basically the premise of the entire game.
Yeah, it pretty much is. I mean, I've said many times, probably not on the stream, but I've said many times, like, the best thing Final Fantasy X-2 could have done is not be a sequel to Final Fantasy X, and then it would have been fine.
Pretty much, yeah.
Although, to be honest, I'm surprised that nowadays it isn't used as, like, an example of, like, some sort of women's power fantasy. Even though it really isn't at all anyway.
It's probably not authorized to do that.
Well, yeah, it's not authorized to do that. Only Metroid's authorized to do that.
Speaking of Metroid, I just have to say I absolutely love the Dark Samus Echo Fighter. Just the textures on that thing are just great.
Very good. Yeah. I was quite amused about how all these new characters seem to have a thing for killing the existing ones.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or resulting in a death somehow.
I mean, to be fair, it's mostly been the Mario Brothers, except for Mega Man, who is...
well, yeah, Mega Man's dead, Mario's dead, Luigi's now dead.
Well, yeah. DDD got punched off a cliff.
He's probably fine.
To be fair, Nintendo actually specifically stated that Luigi has survived the encounter more or less, somehow. They have said no such thing about Mario, though.
Yeah, he survived, despite the fact that you quite clearly see him die.
To be fair, it's one of those moments where like, thank God I'm a cartoon! Mamma mia! Right.
Well, let's be fair, it's kind of done in a slightly more cartoony way than the way Ridley killed Mario and Mega Man.
Alright, I should actually remember... Okay, which Pokemon do I actually need to put in the... Which Pokemon do I actually need to
I mean, to be quite honest, Mario pretty much got his neck snapped, so, you know.
Kind of, yeah. Let's see. Barkley's at 32, so I might as well let him stay there for a second while having oh wait, this is actually I don't think I actually need the flying thing. I just realized that I just need repels. Unless are there trainers in that route? I forget. I'm about to tackle the flipping whose idea was this mist route, I think. So much completely and utterly tedious shuffling because I need the A-Gem slave space. Right.
I do like the trailer, the name of the video trailer for Let's Go. Picking Pikachu or Eevee is only the beginning. Well, of course, they're the starters. Of course, it's only the beginning.
It gets worse!
Right.
Time to tell a bunch of ducks to duck off. So, I just gave a bunch of Psyducks a secret terrible medication from Cyanwood. I guess that makes me a quack doctor now.
Question, why can't you just catch all of them?
That is a good question. Yeah, sure, I guess I have to go be a delivery person now.
Like, it's not explained like what's stopping you from just capturing all 4 of them and then curing them, or taking them away from the area where, you know.
They mysteriously have a headache. It's a very, very rough case of roadblockitis.
Oh, this game sucks.
Yeah, it's, to be perfectly fair, it's not really as bad as what Kalos did in terms of having a power cut that was very clearly, completely and utterly fabricated.
Yeah, didn't Faulkner basically do the exact same?
He did, but you can't actually see the city beyond that particular roadblock point. So it's kind of believable that he kind of knocked down all the power because he was bored.
Yeah.
It's not exactly believable in Kalos.
No. Well, to be fair, there isn't much that's believable in Kalos.
I know, right? I can't believe it's not Kalos. Wait. Oh dear gods. My brain just kind of conflated Kalos and, you know, Callus. And now I'm just picturing...
Yeah, Callus would have made Gen 6 good, because, you know, he would have actually been an interesting character.
Oh, probably.
Have him as the psychic gym leader and see what happens.
Oh god. Okay, I forget.
To be fair, he'd probably treat you a lot better than Skylar does.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, to be fair, in Destiny 1 he already treats you a lot... Well, in Destiny 2 he already treats you a lot better than Skylar does.
I don't know, I mean... I kind of have this issue with Fire Emblem. All of the characters are basically Marth to me. In some bizarre way.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you've got Marth on steroids, Marth with a tattoo, Martha. Possibly
Marth with red hair?
Well, yeah, there's Marth with red hair too.
And then there's whoever Chrom is, I don't know, I can't remember. I don't play a Fire Emblem, I'm not going to try and remember that.
I never could get into that series, basically.
Mm.
And the problem is with Fire Emblem is because I never actually managed to get into the series. It's come to the point where every time I see some Nintendo character that's like, you know, okay, that's some kind of a humanoid I don't recognize, my immediate assumption is that it's some kind of a Fire Emblem reject. Even if it turns out to be like some kind of a Xenoblade character or Simon Belmont.
I mean, to be fair, I was not expecting Simon Belmont to make it into Smash.
To be fair, me neither. I mean, as someone I know actually said when they saw the trailer, how did they get Konami to contribute anything that wasn't a pachinko machine?
Yeah, how did they?
Probably
they Snake's back.
They probably managed to do it by sacrificing Snake's ass.
Yeah, I mean, that's a noble sacrifice.
There's another one of those. Yeah, I don't know why the stream lags. It's kind of lagging for everyone.
See, I would imagine that they probably like had to negotiate that a bit, because I'm pretty sure that if Konami had their way, they would have had them sacrifice Samus's ass as well. But then Sakamoto stepped in and he was like, no, that's my ass, you ain't taking that shit.
To be fair, they did manage to, they actually replaced Kojima's logo with the exclamation point for Snake and, Grey Fox! It amuses me that, they threw Grey Fox in, they didn't throw Raiden in, which would have been, I mean... I guess Grey Fox is somewhat more iconic, so to speak.
Yeah, Raiden, I think with Raiden you kind of have to have been paying attention more to the newer games to really kind of appreciate him.
Yeah, probably.
Especially Revengeance.
To be fair, Revengeance is where he was. It's the only game where he was actually worth something.
Yeah, like as far as anybody's concerned, like Revengeance is the only game that he turned up in.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, he was basically pointless in 2, even though he was the main character, quote-unquote.
Yeah, he was pointless in 2, and he was the main character, which just says everything you need to know. He turned up in 4 and did some cool things, and he was like, cool, yeah. Good.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was just kind of an ad for Revengeance at this particular...
Pretty much, yeah, it basically was. And then Revengeance actually came out, and he was pretty awesome, so...
Yep, basically the only instance in which he was ever allowed to be awesome.
That's all he needed, let's be honest. I mean, he got... You know...
Yeah. I mean, I do appreciate the fact that they, basically, I think that the whole point of, slightly out of focus here, I think the whole point of 2 was sort of a meta-commentary about sequels. So,
yeah, I think, I mean, the thing is, I don't like it when people do that, though, where it's like, I mean, obviously I don't think there's any confirmation that this is actually what happened, but making a game deliberately subpar or outright bad for the sake of sending a message is stupid.
Yeah, they didn't make the game, you know, subpar just for the sake of sending a message, but there is a reason why everything that happens in 2 is some kind of a weird mirror of 1, because, you know, 2 was mostly a simulation.
I mean, the thing is I didn't think 2 was that bad when I played it.
Yeah, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't terrible, but it does kind of suffer from being, you know, not Snake.
Yeah, it does. I mean, but again, it's like, you know, if that's not to say the game is of bad quality. I think it'd be a different case if the game was of bad quality and then they used that to get a message across. Having, you know, obviously an unlikable main character, which obviously was done on purpose. You know, having a plot that generally made very little sense, which was pretty much also done on purpose.
Yes.
Although, you know, many games have done that by accident, so I can't really, you know.
To be fair,
and
this
quite
is
a few other
Metal
games have
Gear.
done it on purpose as well. Bioshock.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is Metal Gear. It's kind of not making sense as sort of what it does.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, as I say, I would be more annoyed about it if MGS2 was actually a bad game, but to me it wasn't. Mechanically, it worked fine, despite what certain people might say about it.
Yeah, essentially.
Wonder who? Yeah. I'm not mentioning anyone in particular, but you all know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a few hints. He's fat, stupid, and whiny.
And walks in front of railguns.
Yeah.
Dances with railguns.
Mm-hmm.
Good food.
See, I've actually danced with the railgun before. The only difference was I was holding the railgun.
Yeah.
Rather than having it pointed at me. Actually, no, I tell a lie. I've actually danced with the opponent using a railgun as well. It's the best way to deal with those railgunner enemies in Quake 2 is just to sidestep dance left and right whilst they're trying to shoot you.
And here we go. Another one of the most annoying things in this game. And this is why I call this thing Huge Fan.
Oh no, not the fog.
Yes, the fog.
The fog. Wow, look at it. Look at how obstructive it is on the screen as well.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, that might actually be kind of a thing.
I do have to say, they did pull a wonderful thing with defog in the Darkrai movie where it literally did nothing. Which is just the best, you know, that just sums it up. It does nothing. That's perfect.
It still rather amuses me that I'm kind of walking around and zapping things with this hot air balloon, basically.
Pretty much. I was about to I mean, to be fair, balloons do absorb static electricity, so it kind of makes sense. Yep. I was about to say that points deducted from Raiden for the fact that even though he kind of got his whole thing in Revengeance, he wasn't even the best character in that game.
Well, to be fair, not all of us can be Senator Armstrong.
No, we can't. And to be fair,
you kind of have to play college ball for that.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Like, if any game that has Senator Armstrong, you're going to be playing second fiddle to him. It doesn't matter who you are.
Pretty much.
I mean, come on, like, Donald Trump kind of based his whole campaign off the guy.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have the grace or the nanomachines. Okay, correction, fortunately. I don't even want to think about Trump with nanomachines. Although he probably kind of keeps them all focused on his hair, so...
Yeah, he would use them to entirely protect his hair and just leave the rest of his like entire body exposed so he just dies.
Yep. Nanomachine wig.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thought for the ages.
I'm pretty sure there was actually a video that is actually his real hair. So I do remember when he took the ice bucket challenge, it kind of just moved like actual hair. I was kind of surprised.
That is mysterious.
Yeah.
One of the things that always struck me as really weird about Generation 4 in this particular Pokemon in particular is what on earth is its only flying move, Gust?
Stupid design. That's all I can really say about it. I mean, there was a lot of things that Gen 4 did that I kind of think you weren't thinking about this when you did this, were you?
Oh. Well, I seem to actually... I should have probably grabbed the thing too, the barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't really want to waste that much space.
That's my chop.
These things are cute, to be perfectly honest.
Honestly, Machamp is ridiculously strong in this generation, just the fact that it has no guard. So you just dynamic punch you. That's what I did on my first playthrough. So I pretty much got Machamp. Didn't even realise no guard existed at this point. I just thought, it's Machamp, let's get Machamp. He's cool. And once I realised he had no guard and saw what it did, I was like, okay.
Yep.
I could just dynamic punch my way through this whole game.
Pretty much.
And I did.
One thing that always struck me as weird about Girafarig, it always felt like it should be part dark rather than, you know, part normal. Like it should have been Psychic Dark.
Was it intended to be at some point?
It was supposed to be normal dark, actually, which is weird.
I'm kind of glad it was normal Psychic, just the fact that normal dark is a bit boring.
It is, yes. But yeah, I think that it would have made a great Psychic Dark Pokemon, especially with the original design.
Yeah. Instead, we got Octopus Man.
Malamar, I have to admit, Malamar is one of those Pokemon I kind of have issues with on account of what it could have been, and it actually fails to be. I get they're not supposed to be really similar to the creatures they're based on, but Malamar does not look like a squid. It looks like an owl in a cowl.
Yeah. My issue with Malamar is just the fact that it's like... Its moves are great, its stats are terrible. And that ruins it.
Yeah,
and it's like, I really want to do some fun things with this, but you're not letting me do them.
It seems like they were thinking about giving it the, you know, superpower contrary combination and just that.
Yeah.
But there are Pokemon that just do it better.
Yeah, like, well...
Well, now there's Lurantis, I think, but before
Well,
that,
yeah, Lurantis now pretty much has just taken that role for itself. I mean, the fact that it's slow doesn't really matter as much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And Lurantis has other moves that it can use to make it work, like Leaf Storm as well.
Storm, yeah. Do I actually have anything that has a fighting move? I don't think so. I think I was planning to have something, but I forget what. Ah well, we'll find out. We'll find something later.
You can get the Riolu egg in this game, can't you?
You can, but do I even have space for the thing in my team? I don't think I do.
Not right now, no. And you've got to go to Iron Island to get it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, there's another reason I need to get to Iron Island as soon as actually possible, and that would be the fact that that's where you find a shiny stone for the first time.
Yeah. Plus, there's also the slight downside of Riolu evolving in the same way that Budju does.
Yeah, I think that if I'll ever do a Lucario in one of these streams, it's going to be in a different game.
Yeah.
I do like Lucario, I have to admit. I mean, I know Everyone and their goat has already made the furry jokes, and it doesn't suffer from the same sort of issue that a lot of other Pokemon that got exposed too much suffers.
Well,
but I do like the thing.
Well, I used it for years, so...
Yeah. I have trained about 2 or 3 of them over the years. But I think at this particular point in time, I just kind of wanted to have this particular configuration for team. Of course, my original plan was to have Frostlass rather than Drifblim, but Drifblim has served me so well so far that I kind of think it has earned its permanent spot in the team.
Well, to be honest, I'd say Drifblim's better anyway, and honestly, like, not enough people use Drifblim anyway, so... Yeah.
I know, I mean, I love the thing, I just haven't used Frostlass yet.
It uses Blizzard and...
Oh, right.
Ice Beam and Shadow
Wow,
Ball.
that was incredibly stupid of me.
Yeah, we were just talking about how that was a normal type.
Yep! This is what happens when you lose your focus. Did Videl have Crunch? Videl had Crunch. Deploy!
I was going to say, probably been better to keep Houndoom around rather than Girafarig, but...
I kind of... Yeah, the thing was that my Girafarig was lower leveled, so I kind of wanted to stick the XP share on it and just kind of feed it some experience until I got to where I was supposed to get.
Also, Girafarig's not bad anyway, so...
Girafarig is kind of great. I mean, it's kind of... Case in point.
No, well, yeah.
I mean, I remember first running a Girafarig in Generation 2, and it was a complete one-mon army in that game.
Yeah, I think Power Creep has not done Girafarig any favours since then.
Yeah, Girafarig is one of those Pokemon that I really think could have used a Mega Evolution.
That would have been quite an interesting concept.
Oh yeah. Now, that could have been a nice Psychic Dark type.
Yeah. And instead we got Malamar.
Yeah, well,
thanks, Game Freak, I guess.
it would have been nice if I could have...
Although I suppose at least Malamar isn't rendered completely obsolete by something else that was made in the same generation, unlike things that Gen 4 did.
Oh yeah, there's certainly cases like that.
Well, as I say, it goes back to obviously the whole thing with Drifblim only having Gust. Why do Luxray and Electivire exist in the same generation when one is rendered completely obsolete by the other?
Why does Electivire exist, period?
Well, yeah.
Aside from to really, really, really annoy me. Ah, well.
Like, if you're going to make them basically have the same... Why basically give them, like, the same moves and the same stats, except make one of them noticeably better than the other?
To be fair, they didn't actually have Elekid catchable in the original thing.
Well, they didn't, but it's like, post-game, when you got access to all that sort of stuff, like, Luxray's just obsolete. And it's like, well, it shouldn't be.
Fortunately, I think that I do need to actually get myself healed, because...
Yeah, it's a bit of a beating going on there.
Yep. Probably should have done some off-screen grinding, but I just haven't had the time. I actually had some really ridiculous work thing dropped on me last week, which was not something I expected. And after dealing with that, I was basically completely and utterly drained for a while.
Yeah, well.
Let's see now. Here's a thought. Do I actually have repels on me? Because that would make the journey so much less irritating. I mean, there are still trainers to handle, but...
Saving a lot of data.
Alright, I forgot that I always forget Generation 4 does that.
I wish I could forget that it doesn't. I wish I could forget Gen 4.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, they had a lot of figuring out of how things were to be done on the DS.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they actually managed. I'm not really sure how they managed to work their way out of that particular mess in Generation 5, because Generation 5 doesn't do that. Okay, I do have some max repels. This...
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not I'm not too privy into how Gen 4 and Gen 5 were coded and stuff like that. I could tell you how Gen 1's coded, but that's about it.
Gen 1 has some... We've had some rather interesting revelations about Gen 1 recently. Like the fact that it seems that the... at least the small round tiger thing from the Generation 2 beta...
Yeah.
Has apparently not been cut just from Generation 2, but from Generation 1 too.
Huh.
Yeah. They basically...
I guess they really didn't like that thing.
I think that they... I think the thing was that it might have been designed around the same time as, say, Pikachu.
Yeah.
And then they kind of decide... And then, you know, they kind of eventually decide to go with one of them rather than the other because...
Ooh.
I don't know. Yeah, Scythers! I love these things. Unfortunately, I don't really have a spot for one on my team. But I do love these things, and if I manage to... If this one manages
to be
survive,
fair, he's probably a decent HM slave. Well, you can get cut and defog. Which is good for this area.
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't survive a single shockwave. Ah, well.
Well, I wouldn't expect to, considering you're almost twice its level.
Yeah, well.
Bye, Cypher.
And now I
Nice
actually
knowing
have
you.
to go... Now I actually have to go clear out this mess. No, not Fly, the frog, for God's sake. What a completely and utterly pointless thing.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I don't get Gen 4. I'm not gonna... I can't mince words about it, I don't...
I think... Oh, I have used a repel. What do you know? Anyway, I think that the thing with Gen 4 in particular is that it tried to do a bit more in terms of making the world a bit more alive, so to speak. Like, you know, actually throwing in some routes with weather conditions and things that Generation 3 kind of started doing.
Yeah.
The thing was that what was a cool idea on the surface turned out to be a completely stupid idea in practice.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up... You know, that would be a pretty great team there if Raichu could get Lightning Rod in this generation.
I know, right?
Or at least if Lightning Rod worked the way it was meant to. Well, I suppose technically if it worked the way it was meant to, it would still... It still redirects the electric to Raichu, it's just Raichu still takes damage from it.
Actually, I think that in Generation 4 it didn't take damage anymore so much as it just, I didn't really...
Lightning Rod didn't give you the immunity in Gen 4, I know that much.
Okay.
But obviously Raichu resists electric anyway, so it kind of doesn't really matter. But, of course it doesn't matter at all because it's a hidden ability, so... They didn't exist.
And there goes Netch. That's all quite alright because Netch kind of got her final FU going.
Yeah, pretty much. Bye, Gyarados.
And unfortunately for this Raichu...
Yeah, I was going to say, that wasn't the smartest move that these two could have done, considering it's now Raichu versus Torterra.
And I was already going to Earthquake its face, so...
Pretty much.
I'm still kind of amused that, you know, Ice Fang would have done some serious damage to Torterra.
It would have. It probably wouldn't have KO'd it, though.
Yeah, probably not, but still.
I mean, Torterra's defense is still pretty huge, and Ice Fang is just bad, so...
Do I have repels? Not repels, revives. Yeah, I do. I bought like over 9,000 of the things last time.
It's always good to have.
Yep.
You never have too many.
Oh. I did not even realize that at this point super potions are not enough to get Netch healthier. That thing is a complete blimp of hit points, isn't it?
It really is, like, Drifblim's HP is just ridiculous, and that's kind of one of the things that makes it good, is the fact that all of its other stats are decent, and its HP is gigantic, so it's like...
Yep.
You can't really go wrong. I mean, the defenses are kind of bad, but the HP kind of makes up for it a little bit. So.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's kind of the thing that usually happens with Pokemon like this. They usually have a lot of HP and not a lot of defenses, so, I mean, I know that's what I've done with Cephibis in Miato. I didn't give it, like, great defenses, but it does have a rather ridiculous amount of health. So it's basically designed to soak up damage and...
Yeah. Well, I suppose Snorlax kind of... Snorlax had a huge amount of health and a lot of special defense, and a lot of attack as well.
Yep.
Problem is, it doesn't really... Well, it doesn't anymore do a whole lot with any of it.
Ah, Lucio. I mean, Luxio.
Isn't he the dude from Overwatch?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Oh, Lucio Ball's on now, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a thing like that as far as I heard. Did I just use Earthquake? Yeah, I did. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's basically like three-a-side football, except with Lucio.
In the immortal words of one Spike, oh balls.
Yeah, apparently there was a, I think in the first time they implemented it, there was a glitch that let you use other characters in there, so you could just shoot the other team to death.
Oh, hello, it's Mario.
Which is Bungie levels of incompetence, let's be honest.
Yep. It's me, Mario!
Oh no, not this guy.
Probopass actually amuses the living daylights out of me. It's that iron filing Mario mustache, the whole Groucho Marx aesthetic. It's such a ridiculous Pokemon. And
I can see what they're trying to do with it. The problem is, it's just bad.
It's ludicrous looking, although I do love what they've done with the thing in the anime every once in a while. They actually do love using its little attack nose drones in interesting ways. So, yeah, it's one of those Pokemon that are like... I can technically dig it. There are a lot of better Pokemon.
See, I think that they should have given it an ability in line with that. Like where the little drones launch very weak versions of the attack as well.
Well, last time they did that, they ended up with Mega Kangaskhan and
Yeah, but that's because they're dumb. Oh great, it's Mothim, the most useless Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that is exactly what I've done with Cephibis. Its defenses are 60, but its HP is like 135.
Yeah, it's pretty high for health.
And it has a decent speed of like 80 and 125 special attack and 80 physical attack just for the hell of it.
So it's kind of just a rather lopsided Drifblim, basically.
Kind of. Although it does have a few rather silly ways of compensating for that. It's one of those few Pokemon that could actually use Synchronize.
Wow. So, very few as in, the only one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only other Pokemon that... most Pokemon that get Synchronize are just Psychic type, which kind of makes it completely pointless on them.
Yeah. Hell only God.
I think the only actually there are a few these days there are a few variations. I mean,
does everyone remember Drunk Nem? Was I around for Drunk Nem? Was I around for Drunk Nem?
Possibly.
Was he on last time?
Alright, looks like some things have been, derped around. I mean, Hoot Hoot and Noctowl can get Synchronize, which means that it can actually do some pretty crazy psychic damage against normal types and flying types. And then you've got the Whismurline and Kecleon, which are both normal Chatot, but nobody cares about Chatot. Sigilyph can use Synchronize against flying types with Stab, but is there really much of a point when you can actually get to zap them? And then there's Bruxish, but there's not much point to use Bruxish in general.
Yeah, Bruxish is kind of
it's there, essentially.
It's very there.
It's a completely crazy design, though, which I appreciate. I think it's another one of James Turner's, I'm not entirely certain. It might be. Might as well send those snap in to do some things. Yeah, it's only partially one of his. Oh, for the love of Zark-1.
What did it send out?
Golbat.
Huh.
I'm just going to slowly chew on it until it dies.
Well, you can Leech Seed as well.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I could.
Although it has Air Cutter, which is a bit annoying.
Just a bit. Right then. Oh, it has Wing Attack too. Why does it have Wing Attack and Air Cutter?
Because this person is bad at the game.
Well, you know, the AI is not exactly known for being the smartest.
No, it really isn't. It should have just kept using Air Cutter, really.
Yeah, at least that could have given it some flinch hacks potential, I think. Or was
Air Cutter's got higher crit chance.
Oh, right, yeah.
Air Slash is
the flinch thingy.
Yeah.
Stunky.
On the plus side, Overgrow is now active.
And it just tried to use Feint, the most completely pointless move in the game.
Yeah, it definitely was at this point. In Gen 6, they kind of improved it so that it sort of still serves a purpose, even if they don't use Protect.
Huh, I did not know that.
Yeah, if they don't use Protect, it's basically just a really weak priority move.
Ah, okay, makes sense.
So it doesn't just outright fail. But if they do use Protect, I think it does extra damage and then breaks the Protect as well.
That would have been nifty.
So yeah, it's. I mean, to be fair, it probably wouldn't have done anything there because it probably wouldn't have even KO'd Torterra, even with that low health. So.
Yep.
So I think I think it has only 20 power.
Yeah, Feint is
when not breaking Protect.
I'm pretty sure that's kind of the whole idea.
Okay, 30 power, I've just checked.
Huh. Yeah, that is pretty weak souls, as they say.
And it doesn't. It doesn't increase in power when you break through Protect. It just.
It just breaks through Protect, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a priority move that has 30 power instead of like 40 like Quick Attack, but it also lifts Protect for the turn.
Yep. Roasting Burbs. Zappity, 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 zap. Yes, of course, Air Slash. Such a useful move against a Drifblim.
I think Alex has been playing No Man's Sky.
Oh, that is a possibility.
He has been playing it for quite a bit. Or as I like to call it, No Man's Buy.
Yeah. Kind of surprising that it's been picking up again lately, for some reason.
Well, they kind of released a patch. I've heard they released a patch for it that basically made it into what it was supposed to be in the first place.
Nice.
So, you know, great, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they should have done it when they actually released the game instead of releasing.
Yeah, or they just shouldn't release the game when they did.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Although I
they
think
should just wait till now.
I think the thing with No Man's Sky is the fact that they were kind of being stressed for or pushed for a release when the game wasn't ready, because, you know, I think wasn't the whole game like crowdfunded?
Well, see, the thing is about that is it's like you'd think after They never learn. There's nobody ever learn not to push things out too early.
Yep.
Every single time it goes wrong. And it's like, how have you not worked out that every time you do this, it goes wrong?
Pretty much.
Like, how stupid do you have to be? This is why I say that the games industry doesn't learn. Ever.
Yep.
Like, this stuff's been going on for years. Like, they don't learn anything. Like, look at licensed movie video games.
Oh man. Yep.
Like, one of them almost killed the business in America. Killed the entire industry in America.
Ah, yes. The
And
legend.
that still happen.
That was a complete legend.
Yeah, it was.
Ah, pursuits. Another move that is completely and utterly pointless in most cases.
Well, in the main game, it is.
Well, yes, of course.
Oh, I'm never going to play No Man's Sky anyway. I was just like, yeah, no.
The thing with No Man's Sky is that the vibe I got from it was that it was basically Spore all over again. They were trying to do a lot of things and they kind of failed at doing all of them because they were trying to do all these things at the same time.
Spore just looked... I'm not going to lie, Spore looked terrible. Like, it was literally just a glorified character creation thing, and that was it.
I mean, to be fair, Spore's problem was the fact that, like I said, they were trying to do way too many things at the same time, and what they ended up doing is created a jumbled mess that didn't actually finish any of the things it was trying to do.
It's Pete Molyneux all over again.
Just about, yeah. And the whole DRM issue too wasn't exactly helping them.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think it's kind of... I think that's part of the reason why, like, you don't hear his name mentioned anymore, is the fact that he's pretty much synonymous with overhyping. As soon as you hear him talking about a game, trying to big it up, you just automatically know, yeah, this is going to be terrible.
Kind of makes me wonder what would have happened if someone fused him with David Cage.
I don't want to know. To be honest, I get the two confused quite often. For reasons I'm pretty sure of. I can't stand David Cage. He's
can't blame you.
Yeah, to me, David Cage is a lazy idiot who just uses his lazy idiotness. It's like, this is my style, this is the direction I go. No, you're just lazy. Like, anybody could do what you do.
Just about, yeah.
Like, I don't... It frustrates me when I see people like, you know, that stupid, you know... what's it? Detroit Become Stoned? That's his name from now on, I don't care. You would have to be stoned to enjoy that as far as I'm concerned. It's like, people are like, oh, it's such a great game. It's like, it's not a game.
That's the
That
thing
is
with...
not a game.
That's basically the thing with David Cage. He doesn't make games. He makes awful interactive movies that have...
I wouldn't even go that far.
quick
To
time
me,
events, basically.
it's like, to me, I wouldn't even say it's interactive. It's like the movie just keeps pausing itself and you just have to keep unpausing it. That's the level of interactivity that you have.
Yep, pretty much.
So, to me, it's just a crap movie.
Pretty much. And there we have the ruins of...
And honestly, if you're going to make a game where literally, well, okay.
game,
quote unquote, where the entire, you know, the entire plot is the story needs to be much better than just decent. It needs to be the hottest shit you'll ever see. And, you know, I couldn't really get that across without swearing. I do apologise. It needs to be amazing, and his stories are, like, well, the opposite. They're bad.
Essentially, yeah.
His stories, quote unquote, again, are literally just a bunch of, like, set pieces. It's just like, oh, look at this scenario, this is cool. Wouldn't it be cool if this happened too? Let's show this sort of scene. And he just kind of glues them all together in hopes that they just kind of, you know, make sense. And
they do.
Because the guy can't write, so...
But he thinks he can, and that's kind of the problem.
See, and then what was that thing he said? He said that, what's it, making a game, like, what's it, a game over is a failure of game design. It's like, get out. Like, just get out. Like, if Sierra heard that, they would just kick him straight in the balls.
Oh man, Sierra made an
Al
art
Lowe is like
form out of
laughing.
that.
Al Lowe was laughing when he heard that.
I'm pretty sure.
So Detroit Becomes Stoned is apparently the best game he's made. Sorry, the best movie he's made. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, he couldn't possibly have made them any worse.
Sean! Jason!
He's a good old origami killer.
Now I just got Ridley on the head, on the brain.
Ah!
Because, yeah, heavy rain!
And then, what was it? The other one, the Ellen
Beyond
Page
Two
game.
Souls, yeah, that particular thing.
More like Beyond Arseholes. I would say that's probably the worst one that he's done. I mean, that's saying a lot, to be honest, because none of them are good, but, you know.
And now I have to take a look
Well,
at the room.
let's just answer this question, because again, I'm going to go back to a previous point that I've kind of beaten over the head many times in the past. What is it with these games that focus so much on story and then the story ends up being terrible?
That is a good question.
Metroid Other M. Like,
Three strange things forming. What is this all about?
just do what Doom did and just be a game. In fact, you know what? Just stick Doom Guy inside one of David Cage's games. It'd be so much better.
Oh my god, that kind of would have been hilarious, wouldn't it?
It would be the best thing ever, because it'd be like him trying to tell a story, and then it's just this big angry marine with a shotgun
hey,
just
it's
kicking
Miley.
the door down and just killing everybody. Oh god, it's Cyrus.
He came in like a wrecking ball.
Yes, he did.
Something.
You know what I like to think? That Miley Cyrus is canonically his daughter. And the reason why he wants to erase the world is because he's so ashamed of her.
Oh boy. Guess
That's
now
canon now, I don't even care.
I guess now I have to fight this dude.
Oh, you're gonna fight him in there?
Yep. He actually has a really good battle theme. Completely forgot that. Oh. Not a good idea to have Netch out right now, I'm afraid.
I mean, to be fair, like, he's got a pretty good team as well. Not quite at this part, but when you fight him later on,
Yeah.
he does. I think Houndoom's probably going to be,
Good thing I actually put my actual team back together before I walked into this place.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Houndoom's probably going to be able to jump in and deal with this.
Oh, probably. I was about to fire Fang to the face.
Yeah, Ice Punch. Actually, Ice Punch still did quite a bit, but...
Yeah.
So he's using Slash.
And now I should probably heal.
Yeah, I mean, you can take another hit, but not
Not
too
from
many
that,
more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course it would have used Quick Attack. At least, you know, at least they made some kind of an effort. Usually, when a Pokemon AI opponent knows that if you don't heal, then it's going to manage to take you out with a priority move. It attempts to use a priority move.
Problem with that, though, is the fact that he was already faster than you, so it kind of blew up in his face.
Well, yeah.
Unless, like, you had, like, a priority move, but... I don't even know if Houndoom gets any.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I don't need Baton Pass.
No, you can't use Baton Pass, that move's banned.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't need Baton Pass on this thing. Murkrow! Murkrow... Yeah, no, what? I'm sending Videl out. Since the only thing I have that can zap it is also Part Ghost. But Videl can bite its face off. I really need to do some off-screen grinding before next.
Yeah, these guys are out-leveling by a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Sometimes I forget how Generation 4 is grinding compared to Generation, say, 5.
Yeah, Gen 5, they changed the experience system, so it wasn't quite as brutal.
Pretty much. Right, Golbat. I am going to...
Girafarig, man?
I don't have a good... Oh, right, Girafarig is... This thing is part poison.
Yeah,
What
so
is-
Psybeam would probably just melt his face.
What is my brain doing today? Ah, well. If that thing managed to take out Videl, and it did, I'm a diplomatic
Yeah, I think
giraffe.
Girafarig. If Girafarig can survive, Psybeam should KO.
Oh, probably. Alright then, time to deploy the yellow diamonds. Angry giraffe face deploy.
No, Girafarig needs the experience anyway. He's fallen a little bit behind.
Oh, nice. She did manage to take a nice hit. Oh.
Oh
okay.
wow, I didn't do anything. Well, for a super effective move, it didn't do anything anyway.
Yep. Oh, this thing used the... Well, it just wasted a hyper potion, so...
Oh, to be fair, I think, yeah, it should be fine. I mean, Psybeam's gonna 2-hit KO, isn't it? Who knows, isn't it?
Hopefully. Oh, buggeration.
Not quite. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're confused still. Okay, maybe Girafarig's not doing so well at this.
Probably not, but I suppose it could just... It does need a few more levels. But since this thing is confused now... Oh, I don't even need to worry about that, because Nitch apparently outspeeds the Golbat.
Yeah, Golbat's not that fast. It's only Crobat that really gets the big speed kick in.
Yep.
Golbat's hanging in there, just about.
So it seems. But that didn't save it.
No, it didn't. I got that.
Well then, we got this guy at the beat. Oh boy. Just strange man spouting such nonsense.
And then he just teleports out.
Yep. And now I can do some surfing. And this thing is...
So now I think about it, David Cage should be like the final boss of Doom Eternal. That'd be great.
Well, I don't suppose they're going to bring John Romero from Beyond the Grave for that particular purpose.
I think I'd like to think John Romero's kind of, you know, seen the error of his ways. He's come back to the side of light. David Cage still just needs to be purged.
And of course, now the game's telling me to go to Canalave. Canalave, whatever. Sometimes I just like pronounce it like Canalave! Like some kind of a really weird pasta.
I mean, it would make the region a bit more interesting if they had that.
Alright then, let's...
Wow, you found a Dragon Fang, that's useful.
Yeah, I know, right? Especially since
For all
I
the dragon types that you don't have.
I know, right? I mean... To be fair...
So what's with the layout of this town? What is wrong with this town's layout?
Just about
She's got a giant
everything.
pit in the middle that just annoys you.
I'm pretty sure that the whole idea is that there was the ruins, and then they built a town around them.
Or is this town just meant to be like Mount Coronet, where it's just annoying to walk through the middle of it?
I mean, it is... Apparently, mythology-ways, it's been around since the region was formed, so... I guess so. Actually, now that I actually have Surf, I'm going to actually do a thing.
Hey, Sody Derp, he's back.
I'll take these things back into the team in a few seconds, but there is one thing that I need to do now that I have Surf. And that would be to go and grab Thunderbolt. But before that, I do need to actually stick Surf on a thing. Come on. There we go. Holy Derp needs to get Surf. I hope I do have a slot for it.
Yeah, there's Trick Room.
Cut rollouts, defense.
Wait, Videl gets it as well.
Yeah, but Videl is physical based in this particular generation. Videl's going to get Waterfall.
That's the point. I'm pretty sure Floatzel special attack is usable, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
It is usable, but its physical attack isn't much better, as far as I remember.
I'm gonna have a look, because I'm kind of curious now.
Not much of a difference in this particular case yet, but... Okay, so I'm gonna fly to... Floroma.
Floatzel, what stats do you have?
What was Floroma? There it is.
Yeah, attacks 105, special attacks 85, so...
Yeah, the attack
is better, but special attack is still usable.
Still usable, yeah. For sure. Although at this particular moment, I'm still kind of doing a lot better with Aqua Jet as my water move.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, I might eventually stick Waterfall on it in its like final move slot, because right now it has... Right now I have Crunch, Swift, Ice Fang, and Aqua Jet, and Swift was useful earlier, a bit less so
I mean,
now.
to be fair, I mean, if you remember where the deleter is, you could stick Surf over Swift and then just delete it once you get Waterfall.
That is possible, yeah. It's at the store. He's at the store, yeah. Like, but there's the.
Because at least then you've got, you know, a move which has some pretty decent power behind it, even if it's not.
Yeah.
Physical.
Okay.
Oh, look, you can get Electivire. Woo.
But this is what I was really. This is what I came here for. Thunderbolts. Now, actually, I think.
Actually, you can't get Electivire, can you? Because you need to trade. Just
yeah, you need to trade. I mean, even if I could have, I would not do that to a poor Electabuzz.
No, there would be some irony if you did do that.
Oh, okay. What the heck just happened?
Oh, what happened there?
Hang on a moment. Something just kind of... Hold on a moment. We'll be right back. Right, sorry about that. We had some slight technical difficulties for a second. Right, I've been Celestic. Wait, hang on, I'm supposed to hit the Canalave. You don't get the Canalave from Celestic. You get there from Jubilife. Wow, I don't believe I actually had to use the Bork screen. Okay. Alright, I do need to actually head to, I need the surf thing to get there, so... Actually, did I want to stick Thunderbolt on,
Drifblim can learn it.
It can it? I was actually thinking on putting it on, Girafarig, to be perfectly honest. Because, you know...
Can Girafarig learn it?
It can. I'm pretty sure it can.
I'll probably save it for Girafarig then, in that case, if you can learn it.
Yeah, because, to be perfectly honest,
I can double check, actually. I didn't know it could.
I'm pretty sure it can, actually. I think I had Thunderbolt on a Girafarig at some point.
Let's have a look. I can't remember what Girafarig moveset is, to be fair, so there's a chance.
Let's see, Generation 4. I actually do need to see what can this thing learn these days. Yeah, it does get Thunderbolts. Nice.
Nice.
Gets Thunderbolts.
Let's hope for that then. I think Drifblim's doing. Where did you get Shadow Ball from in this?
Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
I think I might have Shadow Ball at this point.
I'm gonna say because Drifblim kind of should have that.
No, I have Shadow Claw. Never mind. Shadow Ball is Hold on a moment. Does Drifblim learn it? Hold on a moment. Yes, I actually need to take a look and see what do my Pokemon learn. Oh yeah, Drifblim learned Shadow Ball at level 44. So it's the next move it's going to learn.
No, that's fair. I was gonna say Stealth Rock isn't actually like too bad once you get to the Elite Four.
Yeah.
Because they're just gonna constantly be switching crap into it and just dying to it, which is gonna be hilarious. Especially the first dude with all of his bugs.
I forget what even... Alright, Stealth Rock is a TM in this one.
Yeah, it is.
I've completely and utterly forgotten that. It's been way
Does
too long.
Torterra learn it?
I think it does. I'm pretty sure it does at least. Although I kind of want to have Rock Slide on it rather than Stealth Rock.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like Stealth Rock on it.
I mean, yeah, Sneaky Pebbles are awesome, but since I only have 4 moves...
Well, to be fair, you could go... I mean, I suppose it depends how much you need the Grass move, I guess. I mean, the only thing I don't like about Rock Slide is the fact that Torterra's slow, so it can't really flinch anything.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless in that sense, but I do need the... Does anything else in my team actually get Rock Slide in a way that could actually... Oh, dear. This is one of those. Oh, why did it not take the Giraffe? Whatever.
No, we can level grind the Giraffe later.
Yeah. Alright, I'm pretty sure that this particular bit of the thing is where I actually need to head to, I think in this game you actually do need to hit, Iron Island before you, get to deal with Byron. Because obviously you have to learn to love the hole before you can learn to face the hole.
Yeah, you have to love holes and defense and Bastion.
And background explosions, yes, of course.
And Steelix and background explosion.
Steelix.
It's kind of disappointing that characterization of him is not in this game.
I know, right? It would have been amazing.
It would have been the best thing ever. Like, Gen 4 would have been redeemed by that alone.
To be fair, they've really done some amazing work with characterizing the gym leaders in the anime, in that particular generation at least. It was one of the only generations where they have.
Wasn't he voiced by Dan Green as well?
He was.
Which just makes it even better.
Yep.
To be fair, that's the only gym leader I remember from the anime, just for that meme.
I mean, obviously I remember Gardenia because she's Gardenia, and she's completely, utterly mad in the anime, which is one reason I kind of developed this thing for her.
Isn't she kind of completely utterly mad in this too?
I mean, she's a bit less insane in the games, but in the anime she just, like, randomly goes completely hard eyes mother effer at every single grass type ever and, like, gets them to attack her or whatever. I don't really remember. Was just completely and utterly mad. And yeah, she's basically crazier about plants than I am, which was basically a huge moment of, well, for me. I mean, she was such a refreshing change from Erica.
Well, since Erica didn't do anything other than just be sexist against men.
Erica was... Actually, that's the hilarious thing. Erica herself wasn't really all that sexist against men. It was mostly the girls in her gym. She was just kind of, you know, this, old...
She was an enabler.
Kind of. I mean, she was all this traditional, prim and proper whatever, and, you know...
She was supposed to be... She's the gym leader. She's meant to be in charge. She's an enabler, okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
She's just as bad as them.
I never liked Erica all that much. So, you know, I was kind of hoping that my favorite types would actually get some gym leaders that are kind of awesome. And...
Well, you got Gardenia.
Then I got Gardenia. And Ramos, technically. Yeah. I mean, Ramos is also absolutely
Ramos
great.
is pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean,
To be fair, he's like the one decent gym leader in a generation with like no other decent gym leaders. So.
pretty much, yeah. Kalos kind of derped on the terms of gym leaders.
They were just very forgettable.
The anime has actually made them a bit less derp.
Well, I don't watch the anime, so it doesn't mean a whole lot to me.
Yeah, the Generation 6 anime was actually the best series of the anime since Generation 4. Which is kind of hilarious to me because we've kind of already established
So basically, it was the best one since the one in between was complete garbage.
Well, yeah, the Generation 5
Damned
anime
by
was...
faint praise.
I mean, to be fair, Generation 1 and 2 and 3 animes were kind of... Then Generation 4 anime happened, it was really great, and then Best Wishes didn't happen.
Yeah, Gen 5's anime I've heard nothing good about.
It was completely and utterly awful. Like, absolutely and utterly awful. And yeah, then the Generation 6 anime happened, and it was actually pretty great. And then the Generation 7 anime happened, which is...
On drugs.
It is, but it's surprisingly good, actually. I mean, that's the weird thing about it. When I first saw the new art style, I was
Speak
like...
of the devil.
Huh.
Move deleter.
There is the move deleter.
Well, now we know where he is.
Yeah, I thought he was in... I thought it was Astoria, but no, that's just the move relearner.
Yeah.
This is before they decided to stick them all together in the same place.
Yeah, because you know that's actually a good idea, and Gen 4 ain't about good ideas, man.
I don't think they've actually done it in... I think they've done... focus? I think they haven't done it in Gen 7 either. I mean... I think in Gen 7 you can actually access the move deleter before the end of the game.
Well, yeah, but you know...
The move relearner being at the end of the game was the stupidest decision they could have made.
Gen 7 did numerous dumb things.
It really did.
You know, it is what it is.
Pretty much. Oh man. It always amuses me when, you know, a lot of the time the characters in this game are talking from an in-universe sort of point of view. And then all of a sudden they're like, you know, talking about the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. It's like, what? I don't know. I have no idea what that means.
See, they should have like Imakuni in every single game to provide that sort of exposition for you. He's basically just Deadpool.
Pretty much.
I mean, he was already weird enough as it is, so...
I mean, to be fair, they do have the, every single version of the Pokemon games has some random version of the Game Freak studio in it.
Yeah.
I don't think they put one in Johto. I know they think they kept the one in Kanto for the Generation 2 games. But yeah,
is the one in Kalos just like on fire?
I am not sure. I don't even remember where the one...
it should be.
I don't even remember where the one in Kalos was.
It's just marooned on the middle of some inaccessible island on fire.
Right. Alright, now I have to get dragged into the library. Oh no, first I have to deal with this.
Oh no, it's chopped liver.
Oh, Gorgon, I forgot to switch in... I forgot to switch in my 2 lowest level Pokemon. Ah well.
Oh.
I think I might be able to get through this battle without them.
Well, it's only chopped liver, it'll be fine.
Yeah, to be perfectly fair, it is.
Except he just sent out a Staraptor. Okay. Does he have Brave Bird yet?
I am not sure, but I don't think Staraptor is going to do him much good. I mean, you can intimidate a Drifblim, but it's not going to do it much.
And he's using Double Team while you've got Shockwave, so yeah.
Exactly. Ah well. How's about an aerial ace to the face?
I mean, that's basically like... He basically had a gun pointed at your head and then decided to walk up to you and start beating you with it.
Essentially, yeah. I do love Staraptor. I should use it in some version of the game at some point.
It is very good. It's I think if I remember correctly, and I probably don't, It's had a rather dubious distinction on Smogon where it's never been often used, but it's too strong to appear in any of the lower tiers.
Yeah.
So it just sits in borderline forever.
I think that Staraptor is one of those Pokemon that could have really benefited from a Mega Evolution. And it should have
one
been
that turns into a fighting type.
Yes,
maybe.
exactly, for the sake of having close combat. That would have made it really and completely utterly broken. Although, to be fair, you've got Mega Pidgeot, which is just a completely unable to miss Hurricane machine. I do not need ingrains.
We need to evolve Aerial, really.
Well, it's going to happen possibly even today if we actually manage to get through Iron Island.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Forrest is just getting, well...
completely and utterly murdered here.
He's getting dumped on.
Pretty much.
I mean, he had all the advantage in the world, and now he's just kind of like, just...
To be fair...
He's just pissing it away, look at him.
Ow.
I mean, to be fair, he took the Aqua Jet pretty well.
Yeah, he's taking those Aqua Jets very well. Unfortunately. Ow.
Well,
Here's hoping Videl can survive that. And she barely did. Actually, I think I'm going to do... Oh wait. That wouldn't...
wow, nice.
I was going to throw some stupid thing in there just to have it, Oh. Yeah, that was not what I was aiming for. I should have sent in something that would survive that. I was just wanting to heal the thing, really.
Well, Drifblim can probably...
Oh, it probably can.
Even though Drifblim's damaged, it should be alright, I think.
Ah, Flame Wheel.
Keyword should be, I guess, but Gust should, you know.
Probably, yeah. And there goes Infernape, which I always have to stop myself from mispronouncing. I blame Sam.
Oh, what did he call it?
Infant rape, basically.
Oh, for God's sake.
I don't really remember how that particular misreading happened.
That's a misreading.
Oh! Ow!
Oh dear.
That's...
Okay, Heracross is here.
I completely forgot to think. See, I love Heracross, but this one can go, feck right off.
Yeah, Heracross is pretty mean.
This is the part where I just kind of, throw a Leech Seed at it.
Does it have Mega Horn yet?
I don't think so.
I guess you're about to find out. No, it's got Aerial Ace, but...
Aerial Ace is not going to really do it all that much good, so...
No, Aerial Ace is kind of bad, so, yeah. As I say, if he had Mega Horn, he'd just be able to smash through Torterra.
Oh yeah, definitely, but he doesn't really have that move yet.
No,
and I suppose I can just have those snaps sort of sit here and take hits.
You could probably hit it, to be fair, as well.
I probably could, and I think I will.
Yeah, as well, I mean, I can't see Heracross being able to beat you in, like...
Probably not, no. Guess it could punch you with an Earthquake or something, so I don't think...
Well, he needs crits, basically, to beat you.
Yeah. I don't really have any moves that can really be effective on it, but...
You don't really need him at this stage, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, he's just getting beaten up. Earthquake probably still do a decent amount of damage.
Probably.
And Leech Seed's doing its damage.
That did not do a lot.
If you had Woodhammer, I suppose that would have been... Well, you would have killed yourself, but, you know.
Yeah, I don't actually have that. I should have... I actually should have...
Might need to heal now.
Hmm?
I think I just probably need to heal now.
Yeah. Oh dear. This is not going to be... Hang on. Yeah, this is not going to be... Ah, well, but it's going to die anyway. Because, Leech Seed. I'll put Netch out front again.
No, the Aqua Jet is going to kill it anyway, so...
Oh, I could have used Aqua Jets. Oh! What am I doing?
I don't know, Aqua Jet would have killed it.
Oh, it probably would have, and...
Well, I mean, Aftermath's going to kill it too, but...
Yeah, fair point. Ah well.
And here we are.
Guess I'm throwing Videl for the final... I mean, Ariel for the final thing. Since Videl is like on 1 hit point. Oh! Roserade!
Wait, he has a Roserade?
He has a Roserade!
Okay. That could be a problem.
Let's see if I can actually... Oh dear, Toxic
Oh, you can
Spike.
stun Spore it.
Yeah, this is... In this generation, that still worked.
And yeah, he's just going to use Toxic Spikes because that's a good move to use, I guess.
I mean, to be
Well, it's fair, it gives you time to resurrect Drifblim and beat
yeah, I
him.
know, right?
Unless he has extra sensory, in which case Ariel's probably going to just die.
Yeah, it is possible, but that's why I'm just going to sit here and heal rather than send in a Drifblim at half health.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to have some way of handling that.
Oh god, it's actually trying to use Grass Whistle. Can you believe that?
Well, this is Forest. I mean, he's living up to his name.
Pretty much. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm just going to use that to casually
Just
heal
rage
everything.
halting.
Yeah, I'm just gonna casually heal everything up and wait for it to just keep wasting moves. It's one of those might as well, since I'm not really doing anything else here.
Now it's paralysed.
Yep.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Forest? Why?
To be fair, he can't switch it out, so he can't use Natural Cure if he even has that.
Well, he could, you know, attack you.
Could.
That's what he could have been doing, you know, this whole time.
Oh look! Giga Drain! So it has Grass Whistle, Toxic Spikes, Giga Drain, and
Something that's inexplicably worse than all three of them. Because it hasn't used it yet.
it's probably a grass move because, no wait, it has Giga Drain for a grass move. That's why it's using it.
I'm
Okay.
curious what that final move actually is.
Well, I'm going to send in Netch, so we're going to find out probably soon enough.
That's fair.
Toxic Spikes even... Oh, right, Netch is a flying type. Toxic Spikes will not do anything to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Roselia will absorb them if you switch back in.
Oh yeah.
Well, bye Roserade. Nice knowing you.
Leech Seed, that explains a lot. That explains why I didn't use it.
Okay, so he was smart enough to not use Leech Seed, but he just carried on using all the other moves.
I mean, I think basically
Actually, Leech
the
Seed's
idea
a
was...
pretty good move in this situation because of how much health Drifblim has.
Oh yeah. The thing is, it's not really going to do it much good in this particular situation because it's still going to be a 3-hit KO. Would have been a lot more easy to murder if I had a flying move that wasn't Gust, but... Back in this generation, Drifblim was not a very good flying type, at least.
Well, Drifblim's going to win anyway, I'd imagine, so.
And there we go.
Because Forest is just that bad at being a Pokemon trainer.
Pretty much.
I mean, even Cheren's doing better than this.
Yeah, train up at Iron Island. That's what I did before going to the gym. Not like I have a choice, so...
He says you're a bit better than him. That's got to be that's a scathing insult right there.
Yeah, well, he's kind of... That's kind of the funny thing about this particular kid. He's very, very clearly overcompensating. I mean, that's kind of his whole plotline. I mean, his dad is flipping Palmer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this big frontier brain dude, and, you know, he kind of has this huge pressure on him to be as good as him. And, you know, he's all very overcompensating over the fact that, you know, he's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Okay, actually...
I think in the end, I think by the end of it, he kind of just realizes it's just like, just get over it, dude.
Pretty much. Huh. Do I actually need AJ moves for Iron Island? I think I do. I just need... Let's see. Because I need to know if I need to switch the giraffe in or not. Would have been nice if I could actually find out. I actually think there... Are there any actual AGEM requiring... I don't think so, actually. Huh, awesome. Okay. Let's just drop these things in here. And head off to the island of the Irons. It's called Iron Island because years ago they used to mine irons out of there. Let's see. What's here? Oh, that's the library, right. I can't actually... There's not much point to do anything with the library at this particular point, since you get forced to do things with it later on anyway. I think I actually need to go and talk to this guy over there. You want to set sail? Yes, I do want to set sail. Not like I have much of a choice. But I guess I do get to wander around with a dude with a Lucario for a bit, you know. That's something I love they did here. That little animation there with the bridge that opens is just kind of... I like that.
They were showing off, you know it.
They are, but I do kind of like that. It does make the game feel a bit more alive when they do things.
Yeah.
And there's this particular house here, which I completely forget the point of. I think that Riley moves in there after. Hello there! Yes, and now I got Agent 04. There she goes on transferring to the valley, do the side, can drive your bike. Okay, good. I actually do need to do that particular dungeon because there is a thing here that I actually need.
I can't remember what's on Iron Island. Besides the shiny stone that we mentioned earlier.
That's what I need there. There is a shiny stone, and there's the bit where you walk around with Riley and do random silly nonsense. And there's some galactic idiots, as far as I remember.
Yeah, it's pretty good grind actually as well, because that's a pretty high level graveler right there.
Oh yeah, that definitely looks like a place that would be useful for my dark purposes. Actually, since I am going to actually, as much as I like the giraffe, I think I'm going to need more levels on the dog. Because, obviously I'm going to train Videl and Ariel and No Snap, because we're headed into Steel Country.
Yeah.
But Barkley needs more points.
We have 2 of them?
Hmm?
Do we have 2 XP shares?
No, I just have one of them. I just moved the one from the giraffe to the dog.
Oh, I was going to say.
Sometimes I do miss the really ridiculous CXP share from Generation 6. It did make the game a whole lot less grindy.
Why would you have a picnic in here?
Pokemon trainers in this game has some very weird logic. But what did they just do? Fight.
Well, you've sent out a Torterra against a Raichu, which is pretty much an immediate win.
Well, yeah, but I kind of automatically attacked rather than, you know, earthquaking.
Which you bit it for no reason.
Yeah. I guess so Snap got hungry.
Yeah, he snapped that right up.
got this side of the B. And now what's in here? A random encounter! It's a Graveler! There's one thing I'm actually rather glad about this being Generation 4. Sturdy is not a bitch.
Yeah, that's the point. You can just kill them and then you win.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good spot to do some leveling up before I deal with Byron. Although
Because this is Gen 4, their explosions are not nerfed yet.
Yeah, fair points. And now
Not that it really matters because, you know, Torterra can just kill them anyway.
pretty much, yeah. There are a lot of random encounters here.
It's just like every cave in these games.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem with this generation. Here's a reef.
It does. I do have to ask though. That trainer who we just beat, the one who was having a picnic inside this very, very suitable cave. How did she like get in here without being murdered by all these Gravelers?
That is a good question. She probably has an arseload of repels.
I imagine a Graveler's probably gonna be pretty good at ruining a picnic if it really wanted to.
Oh, probably. Actually, before I go down there, because I can only assume that's the next place you actually have to go in this particular map, I am going to attempt to grab everything else I can find. There was another ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is another item on the other side of the floor. I'll just grab everything you can get your hands on, really, just in case it's something.
Yeah, just in case something is what I actually hope it would be.
I mean, and these Gravelers aren't going to be doing a whole lot anyway, so.
Yeah.
Until Torterra can kill them, so.
Torterra can kill just about. Torterra can kill most things in this cave, which is nice. And even if Torterra kind of gets taken out, I also have Roselia and Videl. I'm basically very well designed to take on threats in this particular environment.
To be fair, I would teach Videl Surf now because of all these Gravelers.
Yeah, you have a good point.
And considering like the ability is like literally one boat trip away, it's.
Yeah, and to be fair, Swift isn't really doing me much good anyway. So off with the Swift. And now Videl can swim around like a silly fish.
She can swim.
Yeah. You know, as opposed to a water creature that spends most of its life in the water. Pokemon games are rather silly when you think about them with any degree of logic.
Yeah, I think the general idea is that you just kind of shouldn't after a point. But yeah, it's pretty. Yep. I mean, Venusaur's speed has always been a thing that I've questioned for years. The fact that it is inexplicably agile despite its anatomy and size.
Well, apparently it moves like a lipping frog for some completely bizarre and anatomically impossible reason. So, shrug.
Oh yeah.
There's an icon.
Another person camping out in an inexplicably unsuitable location.
Yep. I guess he needed more iron in his diet or something. I think the whole point of Iron Island was it was like an exhausted mine. Float cell.
Well.
Might as well send Ariel in to get a change of environment. Especially with Osnap being level 36 already. Everyone likes Magical Leaf. Except Floatzel, of course. Which actually survived this somehow.
It's a pretty tough Floatzel.
I should have used Giga Drain to begin with.
A Giga Drain's more powerful anyway, isn't
Oh
it?
dear. Yeah, it is. And
Or is it? I can't remember in this generation. I know Giga Drain got buffed, but it was in Gen 5.
I think it. I think what it mostly got was. To be fair, at this particular point, I just kind of want to. I don't want to waste the experience, basically.
Well, if there's one thing you can get from this scenario, it's that Floatzel can both sink and swim. It swims well, and it sank you.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for it...
It's now gonna die.
Okay. Maybe not as much. Oh, yes, it is. Ah, well. To be fair,
Aftermath's gonna kill it anyway.
Yeah, to be fair, Netch did not need the extra experience. Ariel, however, did.
Yeah.
So there we go. I should have just stuck with camping out here, in the middle of a cave. In an exhausted iron mine. There are people in this game who have the internal logic of... I do not even know what it is.
Well, I think that this whole generation is built on a lack of logic in general.
I think it's mostly
Let's be
built...
honest.
I mean, to be fair, when you have an entire region that was purportedly created by something with really broken leg anatomy and essentially a Pingosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
A literal flying F.
Yeah, the creators of the creator of Time can't even walk properly. I mean, at that point, you know you've had it.
Ah, yes, the Protector. Oh, look, an Onyx.
Woo.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the gym. Or something. Well, I would make the obvious joke, but it's already been made to death, so shrug. More random encounters. I wonder if you could find Steelix in this particular... I mean, you could back in Diamond and Pearl. I'm not sure if you can still find them in Platinum. Maybe the deeper levels.
I don't remember, to be honest.
They were like wild Steelix for some reason.
Yeah.
To be fair, I actually like that because being able to use a Steelix without this stupid trade evolution restriction was...
Yeah, that was quite irritating.
Yeah. Random encounters. More Gravelers. More Gravelers!
I mean, to be fair, it's a good experience.
Yeah, they do make good experience when I actually can be bothered to waste move slots on them. Okay, so that was everything that was in that particular hole. So now we actually have to go...
Shards do again?
Shards are used to trade for moves in Move Tutorial.
Ah, yeah, that's it. I was gonna say, I remember one generation where they were actually useful and then just completely junking all the others.
This actually happened in... It happened in Generation 4 and in Generation 5. I think in Generation 6 too, but I'm not entirely certain. Although, it did kind of...
Gen 6 used BP, I think.
Does it? I think it does.
Can't remember.
Oh right, no, it does. They had the thing, the battle chateau or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's stupid thing.
Whatever. The battle French house.
They're vastly inferior to the Battle Frontier in every way, place.
I know, right?
Although to be fair, the Battle Subway wasn't really any better. It just was.
The battle subway was a cool idea, but the execution could have been better.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I still like the Battle Frontier from Generation 3 the most. From Emerald, that is. The Battle Frontier in Generation 4 was okay, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. Emeralds was actually kind of fun. And then I never bothered with the subway and the French thing. And the tree in Generation 7 is basically just so completely and utterly overwhelming if you're not a competitive player. That it just didn't feel like it had a point, as far as I'm concerned, to just try to mess around with it. I can't escape my phantom tail. Okay, that's it. I'm switching out and I'm sending Netch in. Time to zap a bat! With a bug zapper! Even though it's not a bug. It's a feature. Wing attack, of all things. I mean, you'd expect.
Oh, wing attack's a very strong attack, right?
I mean, you'd expect to use like bite or something. You're facing a ghost here, but nope, wing attack.
Yeah, because wing attack is known for being an extremely powerful and useful move.
I know, right? Imagine that. All right then. I might as well drop a few potions on my turtle for a second. I mean,
wing attack is a move that you can't ever go wrong with.
I don't actually need a lot because I think that I'm about to head straight into the Riley zone, and that basically means he's going to be healing me for free for a while. Just noticed the time. I think that I am going to actually finish the whole Iron Island situation here, and then I am going to stop, and we are going to deal with Byron next week.
Yeah, I was going to say, this might take a while.
Yeah. Time to take...
Plus, this is a good grinding off-screen location, to be fair, as well.
Oh, definitely is. Alright then. So... I can't remember. I think... Oh, there's Riley. I think that's... What's happening on the other side of the cave? More Onyx. Snake! What's wrong? Snake! Snake!
I actually found out the other day that that wasn't even the first game that did that. Police Quest did it first.
Huh.
When Sonny gets run over, his teammate goes, "Hey, did you see how fast that car was going, Sonny? Sonny? Sonny!"
Fish and nailed.
And then you get the obligatory death message from, you know, Sierra.
Yep. There's one thing they knew how to do is to randomly come up with death messages. Although again, it's not even... Some of the games were a lot better at it than others. Quest for Glory actually snarked at you to death about things, and Space Quest was also really good at that.
Space Quest was very funny.
One of the reasons I actually liked Space Quest's brand of humor was that the two guys from Andromeda, as they called themselves, were very, very similar to the Coles in terms of sense of humor. So there was a lot of Quest for Glory-ish kind of shenanigans going on, even though the games themselves were pretty different.
Yeah, I do have to say, the way that they managed to kind of use the same sort of adventure style, but apply it to so many different settings, I thought was really clever.
Yep.
Like, obviously you got the medieval fantasy world in like Quest for Glory and King's Quest, then you got the futuristic world in like Space Quest, and then you got the present day basically in Police Quest.
Yep.
Although I do think Police Quest kind of took it a little bit too far sometimes, where it was like, what's it? If you don't lock the gun locker, then every single time you don't lock it, someone's going to steal the gun out of it as soon as you turn your back.
Yep. To be fair, these are American games and they love their guns.
Oh yeah.
I do think
Although
that-
to be fair, it does. The game does at least punish you for using the gun inappropriately.
Yeah, I do think that they were. I do think that the developers were aware of all the issues that could happen in games where you could quite legally and reasonably need to use a gun. So they kind of put in all these little gun safety things, so to speak, in the game.
Yeah. I think they did. From what I've heard, I mean, I don't know how true this is or not, but I've heard they actually did have like police officers tell them sort of like what is required on the day-to-day job of an officer, so they kind of implement that into the game.
I think they did actually. Whew, that was close.
Although it does kind of make the ways that you can get game over increasingly amusing.
It was very, very, very stupidly close.
Yeah, that was a bit tight.
I think I'm just not going to use Natural. Oh right, I still have to deal with this guy. Might have to. Let's just do some minor grade healing. I'm going to need more potions when I don't this hellhole. Right.
Yeah, this place is burning through the healing items a bit.
Just a bit. That's just because I have not properly leveled ground. Hey! Steelix! And its completely stupid looking teeth.
Yeah, it is a bit derpy.
I get what they were going for with it, like, you know, one of those industrial crushers. But something about its design just kind of makes it look a bit like it's just this lummoxing big bully that had its teeth punched in. It's like, duh.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's one of
It
the
would be better
reasons
if it had like 2 rows.
yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons that I've never loved it as much as I could, because I really do
Or just
like
have the sprite close its mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the thing's random spikes and the general head shape, but the teeth always really, really bothered me for some reason. I have actually seen 1 or 2 versions in fan art that I really, really liked, so it's not that I don't like Steelix, I just think that they could have done something a bit different with its design to make it really good.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then they did the Mega Evolution and gave it a bigger shovel face than Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
It looks like... I still think that Robert Pattinson and Matt Smith should have a big shovel face-off and have the winner face-off against Mega Steelix.
And then the winner of that faces off against Deathwing.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be fair, Deathwing is kind of going to beat everyone regardless of anything. I don't think you can get shovel-faced-er than Deathwing.
No, you really can't. Well, to be fair, it's not his fault. His previous jaw just kind of fell off.
Yep. Oh. For hell's sake, I keep forgetting that Oh Snap is too slow to escape the dreadful something of the Golbat.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, putting Vidal first is probably going to be the easiest thing to do here.
That is a very, very smart idea. Oh, confused, right?
Like, Giraffre can just step in and blow this thing away.
Yeah, well,
Or get confused in the process and just lose.
here's hoping it's... I had to say here's hoping. Fortunately,
Come on, Giraffre, put your 2 heads together.
there we go! Nice one, Yellow Diamond. For an alien empress, you're not exactly the most... Oh, now you remember you can bite! Flipping bats. I think I'm going
Well.
to throw... Yeah, well, I think I'm going to throw Barkley in just for the lulz.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, Confuse Ray. Why is Confuse Ray? I mean, not even why is Confuse Ray anything, just why is Confuse Ray?
Well, like, to be honest, like, in Gen 1, that was pretty much the only thing Golbat had going for it, so.
Basically.
Well,
And then... It survived that?
it's one sturdy bat.
Rock on a stick. Okay, that's it. I'm sending Videl in just for the sake of the, Okay, seriously, how the... I am so dumb. Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it! Frog's sake, Videl! Oh, there we go. Good grief, that bat did a number on me.
See, after all that, I would have just caught it, but...
To be fair. Okay.
I did actually end up, the first time I played through Pearl, I did actually end up catching a gold bat from one of the caves and just training it.
I actually used one in one of my previous runs, and the resulting Crobat was an absolute murder, but... Okay, I am using a Repel here because I am absolutely and utterly done. I'm just going to find my way to...
Well, we've been at this for 2 hours now.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do right now is... Yeah, I'm actually going to go back to Canalave, save, and do some grinding off-screen. So next time we'll be taking on the whole Riley shenanigans too. I just didn't remember how to get out of here. I mean, I have an escape rope. What am I doing?
To be fair, you're going the right way anyway. Or you were.
I am. I just... might as well just walk out the
Just use the
normal
rope.
way. I'll just walk out the normal way. Now I know where I am.
Wait, you've got a big root? Why is Stotera holding anything?
Does Big Root actually work on the thing?
I'm pretty sure Big Root works on Leech Seed, yeah.
Well, that's a good reason to have it on the thing. So, there we go.
It's incredibly bad if it doesn't, that's all I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure it does, though. I mean, even if it doesn't, what's it? Ariel can still use it.
Oh yeah, for now. I mean, the problem with Giga Drain in this generation is that it still had 5 power points. So as soon as I'm getting Energy Ball, that's going on there.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I still actually need to figure out what I'm going to do with this particular... I think that what I'm going to do with Ariel here is do the... I'm gonna put Energy Ball, Shadow Ball is probably going to be left for the... Oh wait, Driftman gets it automatically, never mind. There will be Energy Ball, I mean, there will be Energy Ball, there will be Weather Ball, there will be Sludge Bomb, because... Stab. And the last thing... I don't know, maybe I'll stick a weather move on it for the lull of it, just to have something to boost Weather Ball and... I mean, I could have, like, Sunny Day on it for the sake of, you know... Why not just have a fire move in there?
Yeah.
Then I could actually use Solar Beam, maybe, and... worth thinking into. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be saving a lot of data here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we did get something done today, which is better than getting nothing done today.
Yeah, we made progress.
We made progress. We didn't exactly stop the terrorists yet, but we did learn that they can summon Doom, apparently.
Yeah. And they're very hyped up for the new Doom game, which is always good.
Yep. And on that particular note, this is going to be the part where we call it a day. Tomorrow, Dr. Oak will be running through Johto again, and presumably Ecruteak is going to happen. And we're going to have data on Sunday, but we already know that. Obviously, if anything is going to change with the schedule, we'll let you know. And thanks for being here. Catch you guys later.
See ya.